Hey everybody, it's Angie from Color Tree Creations. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for watching. I promised someone that I would try to get a little tutorial on how to make a template for your spines and for your signatures and how to get them put together. I'm going to try to do a super simple, super quick tutorial. I hope that it is clear and understandable. So I guess let's get into it. What I have here is a piece of, it's just a piece of packaging. It's 2 inches across by 6 3/4 long. And I'm going to pretend like this is going to be my spine piece. And what I have here is just a sheet of graph paper. If you do not have graph paper but you have a printer, you can download and print graph paper onto a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So, and you don't even have to do that. Before I started doing the graph paper, and even still sometimes now, I just take a scrap piece of paper and I fold it in half to get my middle of the paper. I open it up and I fold it in half one way and I crease it, and then I open it and I take the bottom and I fold it up to the middle line and I crease it. This has actually been trimmed because I was doing something else with it anyway. And then I take the other side up and I crease that, and then I get my 3 lines across. I also have my middle line. If I'm going to do 3 signatures in a book and I want them evenly spaced across the width of my spine here, I just fold again. Let me get a pen here so I can mark it and you guys can see easier. Of course, you wouldn't want your signatures 3/4 of an inch apart unless they're like super fat thick. Gosh, I didn't even hit the spot there. And you just mark them with a pen or a pencil, or if you want to. I don't even mark mine half the time. But this is how I get my spines as close to even as possible. I don't fret over it. I mean, a lot of the times we put way too much thought and way too much effort into something that most people won't even notice. But yeah, that's a super duper simple way. If this here, it's almost 2 inches right here. If I wanted to add some more to it, then I could just take this line here over to the middle. And there we go. I got even more space to put signatures. And then I would turn this over and do the same thing. Whenever you are doing your journals though, and you start making holes in your spines and in your signatures, make sure that you always write or mark the top of your paper, your template, so that all of your holes are the same. If I take this and put my template on there and poke my holes this way, and then I get myself a signature out and I put my paper in there and I turn it the other way and start poking my holes, guess what? They're not going to line up. Even if you measure it and try to measure as close as possible to be perfect, it's still not going to line up 100%. Because you've got, I don't know, it's just too much play. I'm not math oriented. I try to make things as simple as possible. So I'm going to show you real quick a super duper easy way to do it. Get yourself a piece of graph paper, trim it down. Remember, we got it 2 inches wide. So line up your graph paper for 2 inches. And then we've got it 5 3/4 wide, or long, I think. Was it 5 3/4? No, 6 3/4. See? Measure twice, cut once or you screw everything up. Ask me how I know. I do it a lot. Alright, there's 6 3/4. Alright, so what I'm going to do, let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, then the half would be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. So this line, I don't have a straight edge. Here, we'll just use this since it's template for it anyway. Just darken up that line a little bit if you want. I do it because so you guys can see. I don't know if you can see the little individual lines really easy. Alright, so there's our half. And say we want to put 3 signatures in. So we can, like I said again, you can fold it in half or you can count. I'm just going to fold it in half. Let's see where our line is. Right here in the middle. So now we have our center marked out. This will be where our center signature, yeah, that's where we're going to put a hole. Alright, so we want to do that. Let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, there is, see there's a little extra here. I want to make sure that there was at least 17 on each side. Pardon me, I keep losing a little bit. Alright, so let's do 8 down. Alright, so we'll do 8 down and we'll do 8 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to give you about as straight of a stitch as you want. This if you're doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. If you're doing, say, a 5-hole, you add 2 more holes. And so if you wanted to do that, then you'd have to space them out a little more evenly. If you wanted to, you wouldn't have to. But anyway, so I'm just going to show you how to do 3-hole. There will be a hole here, and a hole here. So what we'll do is we're going to do 3 signatures in this 2-inch spine. We're going to count 2 over this way, and 2 over this way, 2 here, 2 more this way. I'm going to go up here and find this one, and we're going to go 2 on each side of that. And guess what? There are your holes. So I'm going to go ahead and mark them so you guys can see them a little easier, the lines. And then, so that's where your holes will be on the spine. Easy way to do that. Remember, let's mark our top. Because whenever you can use this for both your spine and your papers. Just make sure that, like, if your paper is smaller, let's see if I can find, I don't have a lot of paper laying around right now, that isn't being used. Alright, here's a piece. Alright, say this is your signature, and you want your holes to be in the same place before you mark your spine or after you mark your spine, whatever. I'm going to fold this in half, which will be on the line in the middle. And then I'm going to put this here and make sure I line it up wherever I want it. So we're going to go up 2 holes that way. And then I would just take my paper and use the center and pokey, pokey, pokey. There we go. It's not perfect, but I usually use a book or something like that, you know, lay it in the center. That I'm pulling pages out or something. But then you line your template up. I'm going to use this to hold it in place. get out my thumbtack or my awl. I had an awl. My husband broke it, playing with it one day, looking at it. Anyway, so there's our first 3. 1, 2, 3. There's our second 3. Remember, this will probably be attached to your covers, or well, maybe not even. If you're going to use a hidden spine, you'll have your piece of paper or Tyvek or book fabric, whatever, on top of your spine, but you'll still be poking holes. But see this? There you go. They're all pretty well evenly distributed, and they're in a straight line. All you have to do is just use a template. You can use regular paper, like graph paper. You can use this kind of paper, but I'm going to show you something else. You can also use your lined paper. Just go the opposite way. Instead of having the lines go up and down, just do it this way. And then when you fold your paper, here, I'm just trying to give you guys some ideas, things you can work with. Actually, I want to go this way. We want it 6 3/4, right? So there's 6 3/4 by 2 inches. So I'm gonna go this way. I don't have a lot of room on my table. I even put up my big, well, bigger 6-foot table compared to my 4-foot long table. And I'm still running out of room. I've got like 6 projects on the works. I want to make sure I get this even. I'm not. There we go. Alright. So you do the same thing. You already have your horizontal lines. Easiest way to or not your horizontal. Yeah, your horizontal. The easiest way to put your verticals on a, because you'll still be using this to space your lines. You just do like I told you to do a while ago. Fold it in half lengthwise, fold it in, or widthwise, fold it in half lengthwise, then fold up to the line there and down to the line there. You can see that line, I hope. Just make sure your sides are even and you should get a pretty even fold. So I'm going to darken these lines up here. I can't draw a straight edge or straight mark with a straight edge hardly, but I'm going to try for you guys. So there's line 1 marked, line 2 marked, and then there's line 3. And see how it falls on those lines? Alright, and then here's the center line marked. Alright, and there's line 1, line 2, line 3. Well, in order to divide this half of the paper in half, to get another measurement, just fold your lines, or fold your paper up like this. Now granted, it probably won't be as perfect as if you were using the graph paper. Let's mark this with a T so we know which side's the top. Bring this in. There you go. And then you just make your marks. There's 1, 2, and 3. And there are your lines. Mark them so you can see that they're for the most part straight. You may have to do a little recalculating. You know, like whenever I make my little circles, sometimes I'm a little off. I'm not directly on the line, but when I draw that line, then I know, well, I need to move that over like just a skosh. There you go. Same thing. You can use any kind of paper to make yourself a template. You just either have to fold it or have to have some lines that you can count or use. It's super simple once you get the hang of it. Then, you can always use the same paper. Like if I wanted to, I could mark this and say 2 by 6 3/4. So if that is a size of journal that I like to make, I will hang this up on my wall with a thumbtack up at the top, up here. Not down here where I might make a mistake on what holds what, but just put one up in the corner, or put a paper clip and hang it up on the paper clip on the wall, something, so that I know that this is a 2 by 6 3/4 template. And then use the center one to mark all of your signature holes. Put it in there, line it up to a specific spot, like this one would be 1 line over, and the bottom is about 1 line over. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you poke your holes, and then take your paper and move it over to your spine. See? The holes, while they're not in the center of the signature, but they do line up. You can see there's a hole there, and there. They are in line. So, yep, super simple. You can do it. Super duper simple. I know I say that now. It wasn't simple for me in the beginning. What I'm saying is, have faith in yourself. You can do it. This is so easy. If you can work a computer, you can make a spine template. So that's it, folks. I hope that this was informative. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Let me know if I'm helping you at all. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.